The Edge of the Earth, a discovery that shook the world. Please subscribe my channel and share video with others. For as long as humans have gazed at the horizon, one question has lingered in our imagination. Does the Earth truly have an edge? Ancient myths warned of sailors tumbling into nothingness. Modern science insists our world is a sphere with no end in sight. Yet, whispers of strange discoveries, lost expeditions, and forbidden lands suggest the mystery is not so easily dismissed. Perhaps somewhere at the limits of human reach, the edge of the Earth still waits to be found. In the earliest days of civilization, the Earth was seen as flat and fragile. Ancient Babylonians drew maps with the known world surrounded by oceans of darkness. Egyptians spoke of waters pouring endlessly into the underworld. Greek poets described Oceanus, a river encircling the world beyond which no mortal dared to sail. For centuries, people believed that to wander too far was to risk falling into an abyss guarded by sea monsters and gods. The edge was not just a physical place, it was a realm of fear where human knowledge ended and the unknown began. By the 15th century, brave explorers began to test these fears. Christopher Columbus crossed the Atlantic while Ferdinand Magellan circumnavigated the globe. Their voyages seemed to shatter the flat Earth theory, proving that our planet was round. Maps were redrawn and the edge was dismissed as superstition. But not every sailor returned convinced. Some spoke in hushed tones of walls of ice that rose like fortresses from the sea, of horizons that bent unnaturally, and of skies that looked different at the farthest reaches of the world. Even in modern times, strange reports have emerged. Pilots flying over polar regions have claimed to see towering cliffs of ice stretching endlessly. Early satellite images showed bizarre anomalies, vast regions blurred or simply missing. Explorers returning from Antarctica whispered about massive walls, landscapes that looked alien, and territories unlike anything on official maps. Could these sightings be dismissed as tricks of the light, or do they point to something deliberately hidden? In 2019, a team of independent researchers secretly launched an expedition to Antarctica. Armed with advanced drones and radar equipment, they pushed past the zones typically mapped and monitored. What they discovered shocked them: a colossal vertical wall of ice, stretching hundreds of meters high, vanishing into the horizon. Their footage, quickly leaked online, sparked a storm of theories. Was this just a glacier? Or had humanity finally stumbled upon the legendary edge of the Earth? Strangely, Antarctica remains one of the most restricted places on the planet. The Antarctic Treaty forbids most forms of private exploration. Nations that rarely agree on anything stand united in limiting access. Officially, this is to protect the environment, but critics argue it's to hide something far more profound. Military patrols, research stations, and heavily guarded areas make it nearly impossible for civilians to push into the continent's heart. If there is indeed an edge, it seems carefully protected. Long before satellites or treaties, sailors returning from the polar seas described vast frozen barriers. Norse sagas told of icy fortresses at the edge of the world. In the 1800s, whaling ships spoke of cliffs so tall they cast shadows across the ocean. Many dismissed these as exaggerations, the stories of frightened men facing storms. Yet across cultures and centuries, the descriptions remain hauntingly consistent: an immense wall of ice at the very ends of the Earth. History is filled with expeditions that vanished in the polar regions. Robert Falcon Scott's doomed journey, Ernest Shackleton's desperate struggle, and countless whalers who disappeared without a trace fuel speculation. Were they defeated only by the brutal cold, or did they find something they weren't meant to see? Some researchers claim their final notes and journals hint at landscapes that don't appear on any official map. These fragments only deepen the mystery. With modern technology, we should be able to know every inch of our planet, yet gaps remain. Certain regions in satellite maps appear blurred, cut off, or distorted. Drone footage from restricted areas sometimes vanishes without explanation. Whistleblowers claim that advanced surveillance systems routinely censor what lies beyond certain boundaries. If nothing is there, why are we forbidden from seeing it? The secrecy surrounding Antarctica has long raised suspicion. Why do the world's superpowers, often rivals in every other field, collaborate to control access? Why are private expeditions so quickly shut down? Some believe governments have already discovered what lies at the edge, and that revealing it would shatter our understanding of science, religion, and history. Whether it's hidden lands, new resources, or something far stranger, the truth appears locked away behind layers of secrecy. Theories about the Earth's edge are as wild as they are fascinating. Some argue the edge is a towering ice wall that prevents our oceans from spilling into nothingness. Others believe it's a gateway to undiscovered continents, lush lands untouched by human civilization. More radical theories suggest we live inside a simulation, and the edge is simply where the code ends. Each idea stretches the imagination, but each reminds us how little we truly know. Over the decades, countless individuals, pilots, sailors, even former military officers, have come forward with strange accounts. They describe endless horizons, glowing skies, or sudden drop-offs in the land. Their stories are often ridiculed, their credibility attacked, yet their voices persist, refusing to fade into silence. Could all of them be lying, or are their warnings the only truth we're allowed to hear? Imagine for a moment that humanity reaches the edge. What would we see? A frozen wall stretching forever, a gateway to another dimension, proof that our world is something far different from what we've been told. The discovery would rewrite science textbooks, challenge religions, and force us to rethink everything we know about our place in the universe. It could be the greatest revelation or the most dangerous. And so the mystery lives on. Despite centuries of exploration, the farthest corners of our world remain shrouded in secrecy. Perhaps the edge is only a myth, a symbol of humanity's endless curiosity, or perhaps it is real, waiting in the cold and silence beyond our maps. Until the day comes when the truth is revealed, we will continue to look toward the horizon and wonder what lies at the very edge of the earth.